Hi guys, it's Aruz here again with the Mimighoul deck that I put up the other day. Had a request from Roadblock99 to do a kind of like a combo style video. What I decided to do was, it's not so much a combo video because the deck isn't combo based per se, it's more control orientated. So what I thought I would do is I just do a couple of test hands rather than a combo video. Obviously I can show you combos if you want to see them, but with Mimighoul the point isn't so much what you combo, and it's more about how you control depending on your hand. The combos is more about card interaction and card value, not about like cool combo lines. So this is what we got, and we'll open our hand with a Floodgate, Race Off, Droplet, Lorry, and Archfiend. So depending obviously what game you're doing, whether you're going first, whether you're going second, we're just going to assume we're going first. We're going to assume opponent doesn't have hand traps. It's easier to kind of play around that, and obviously from there you just play how you would. Here obviously you would lead with Race Off. Sorry, I'll put it here so you can actually see it. Now for me, what I was always going for was Unicorn, and that's because Unicorn interacts really well with the engine. Plus you can use that. Obviously, you don't get drolled here. You special the Unicorn, which will search you the birth. You now have a way to kind of link that off as well, and that gives you a free special summon. So let's add the birth to hand. Yeah, that's going to give us a free special summon, a free body to link away. Then we would like normal summon Fabled Lorry. Obviously the best thing to get is Engraver, so that Engraver can do its effect, and then you can do it that way, but we haven't had the luxury of having that, I guess. So we'll go for Requiem in this case, and obviously Requiem has the effect that you can tribute it to special summon the Fiendsmith monster from your hand or deck. So we'll trigger that now, and we will get Engraver here. Again, bear in mind we're going first here. We will then, well, you see, you've got two options here. You can now link these two off into, say, IP if you want to, and then use the birth to bring back the Unicorn. Then you can give them the Archfiend, and you can play using this next part of the combo, which is Engraver's effect to shuffle back the Lorry to special summon itself, equip Requiem, then go into Necro Equip from here. But then you haven't actually got the kind of the materials now to then use then to go into Sequentia, to use Sequentia's effect to bring out Lacrima, because obviously you would then need to link away the Unicorn, and that negates the Unicorn effect on your opponent's turn because you're going to give them Archfiend. So really what I would do is I would keep the birth. Where are we at? We've got, yeah, so this can go there for now. I would kind of keep the birth. And what I would do is from here I would link off this into Requiem into Engraver, effect to bring itself back here. Then I would, it's up to you, what would we do? These two for Necro Equip. These two for, well, that also then gives you another option at this point here, because you haven't actually used Engraver. What you could do is, actually, you know what, that's what we will do. We'll go with the Engraver effect, put back the Requiem, special summon itself, overlay these two into Beatrice, detach Engraver, and we will send back transaction rollback. We will give our opponent Mimighoul Archfiend, trying to keep it all on camera for you and keep it nice and tidy. We'll give our opponent the Archfiend, and then we'll set basically these. So we don't have anything in our hands, but we do have a transaction rollback, and we've got kind of Fiendsmith Engraver for next turn. Then our opponent will go, and we will use Beatrice in the draw phase, obviously. And then you've got one or two options. You can send the Mimighoul Room, which is what I would do here. Or you could send the AD Changer if you want. That's more useful on the first turn. Like, you could, I suppose what you could have done the last turn is, instead of sending rollback, you could, in fact, yeah, that's probably better. We'll put rollback and room back in the deck. We'll re-equip this, and we'll send AD Changer. Let's give it a good shuffle, because then we could then banish AD Changer to flip Archfiend, which would trigger Unicorns, so we now get knowledge of our opponent's deck. Archfiend is going to come back here. We're going to rip a card from their hand. We're going to draw an Impermanence, which is quite nice. And then I guess, because you haven't used the Birth, you could then link these two off into SP if you want a little bit more control, or IP, probably IP, because then you can, like this, and then you can trigger on your opponent's turn, you could trigger the Beatrice. The only problem with this line is Berthel Bimbrak. This, you don't have kind of the follow-up, so when you send the transaction rollback and you send the Mimighoul Room, you can then roll back the room to special summon to their side of the field. And that is sometimes just nice. On their draw phase here, you can detach, but when you're sending, like, what are you sending here? You can send the room, you can send the maker to use on your next turn. You could send rollback just so it's not dead. So you've actually got a draw for rollback. You'd probably do that, but I'm more in favour of sending rollback and room, and then obviously on your draw, yeah. So, there's lots of different ways to play it. Let's do a different hand. Let's put these back in. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's give it a good ripple using KMC Hypermax. Nice little sleeve, by the way. Oh god. I'm sure I'll get comments from people. Look after your sleeves better. Look after your cards. You're very violent with them. Yeah. Right, let's see what we've got here. We've got AD Changer. Woohoo. Fiendsmith Engraver, Unicorn, Raceoth, and oh Jesus Christ. Okay. That's not a great hand. I would probably here. I would lead with Unicorn here. Effect to get Birth, and here we're testing to see if we're going to get Drolled. Droll doesn't exist, it can't hurt you. If we don't, I would Planet. Planet would get me Fenrir. There's no reason not to. And obviously we can use Birth to normal Fenrir, because we do have the Engraver in hand. So Engraver, ditch Engraver to add Tract. And then Tract effect to add Lurie, discard. See here, I'd probably discard. Yeah, I'd still discard Lurie, to be fair. And discard Lurie will special summon itself. Now we do actually have the extra body for Fiendsmith stuff, so that's quite nice. Into Requiem. Requiem, tribute itself for the final engraver. This is why you play 3 engravers, by the way. Tribute itself for the final engraver. Then we can... At this point, where do we want to go? We could just go straight for the Sequentia. But if we do that, then we can't normal summon Fenrir with Birth. And we're not playing Desiree, so we don't need to go down that route. We could protect ourselves against Nibiru. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you could make yourself Nibiru proof here, but it doesn't really achieve all that much. You could equip with Requiem, and then fusion those off for Necroquip. You could Engraver, put back the Requiem. You could then link those two into Sequentia. Sequentia effect, shuffle back Engraver and Luri to special Lacrima. Lacrima effect to special back Engraver. Obviously, because this deck is crazy, you don't get locked into anything, which is always nice. Then at this point, you could either make Caesar, or if you don't want to make Caesar, you could make our good old friend, soon to be banned, Beatrice. Always in defense, by the way. And then with Beatrice, we can do the detaching grade. Because we haven't seen a Mimighoul card, we can do transaction rollback. Then link off those two into IP. Then use Birth to bring back Unicorn. And this is where actually you're going to see something that's really nice. Birth to bring back Unicorn, and that's where our turn's going to end. And then on their turn in the draw phase, you're going to Beatrice, and then we're going to send the room. Yeah, at any point you can obviously trigger Unicorn if your opponent does anything, and then when your opponent commits anything to the board, what's quite nice here is you're going to lose your Unicorn when you do this, so you know, it depends how you want to do it, but you could IP these guys into Griffin, just here or just here, you know, whichever monster zone you want it to. I'm going to bring it down here, and then go chain link 1 Griffin, and then chain link 2 rollback. Rollback targets the room, so the room will then trigger its effect, and then you can send Dragon or Archfiend, whichever one you want, to your opponent's side of the field. We'll just choose Dragon for now, I guess, to where Unicorn points to, and then discard for Unicorn's effect to actually reset Mimighoul room on your side of the field. And that way you've got the Mimighoul room for the follow-up, and then your opponent can't actually activate the effects of any monsters that are special summoned because of Griffin's lock. So Griffin's lock is basically you put this to the arrow that Griffin is pointing to. They can't link summon anymore unless they get rid of this Griffin or get rid of this face down. And then the one zone they have, which they can use the effects of special summon monsters, is locked out by Griffin's target. And then obviously on your turn, you've got your draw, you've got the effect of this if it goes off, you've got Birth, you've also got your other Mimighoul room, you've got the AD changer in the graveyard. So, you know, if you want to then say this is still face down, you want to give them the Archfiend, use Birth's effect, bring back Unicorn, trigger AD changer, which will flip this face up, which will then come into your side of the field. You'd then draw, which would then trigger Unicorn to banish. You can activate Mimighoul Dungeon, and you can start searching Mimighoul cards from there. Like, you're well in business. So they're just a couple of kind of like combo style videos that you get with Mimighouls. Like I said, Mimighoul isn't so much of a combo deck, it's more control variant. And they're just basically what you want to do with transaction rollback and AD changer. When Beatrice gets banned, which is inevitable, you will end up cutting the Beatrice. You would still play the Fiendsmith engine, because the Fiendsmith engine gives you utility and it's just really, really good. But it means that you could then cut cards like AD changer and transaction rollback from your deck. You can make the deck a smaller number, kind of 42, 44 kind of number, and then you can change up your deck list from there and change the style of play. But for now, there you go. There's a basic kind of combo video for Roadblock 99. I do hope you enjoy. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else you guys want.